I've been a big fan of the Analogue Pocket for a while, and the main reason I wanted this was to play Game Boy games and Game Boy Advance games, but everything else you could do with this thing, simply freaking amazing. I mean, we've done a lot of content on it, and I'm going to continue doing content on this thing. With Open FPGA, you know, it's opened up a lot of things that we could do with this, really making it, you know, worthwhile, in my opinion. You know, playing Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo, PC Engine CD, arcade stuff. There's tons of things you could do with this, but it is a little pricey for some people. You know, it's normally $200, but then after their crazy ass shipping, taxes, you're looking at like $250, if not more. So when I found out about this thing, what's in this box, I was really interested. So what we have here is a DIY kit to create a Game Boy FPGA handheld. And I thought that was intriguing. I heard about this a while back, but I was looking for parts for a Game Boy system that I have. And I stumbled across this on a site that's in the US. And the price is kind of like, yeah, at the end of the day, I don't want to buy that because, you know, Analogue Pocket around the same price. But then when I went to the manufacturer's site and I saw, okay, well, these fools, they were, you know, marking this thing up, you know, double, if not more. I went to the manufacturer's site. I got everything needed for $83. Shipped. And it showed up in about a week. Straight from China. So I'm really excited to check this out. So what we got here is the funny playing FPGA Game Boy Color. I don't know a ton about it, okay? But I know enough that I wanted to check this thing out. So I did buy an extra set of buttons because I wanted this clear Game Boy case. And I wasn't sure what color buttons to go with, but the buttons were like $2. So I was like, you know, I'll buy a couple of them, right? And it came with a Game Boy Color sticker to make it look more legit, I guess. But we get a battery here, and this is supposed to be just like real quick, like in minutes, you got this thing up and running. Little 3.7 volt, 1800 milliamp hour battery. Okay. And then we do have, please test kit before installation. Okay. We do have the screen. It's a laminated screen. So that's nice. Set that aside. I don't know what this is for. I'll have to find out. I'm going to have to double check. I don't know if there was instructions included, but doesn't look like it. And here's the main board. So I've looked, and there's like a lot of updates for this thing. Even over the past few months, there's been some firmware updates. So that's kind of cool, but let's take a look. Let's see what to do here. So we've got the board, like everything you need. We got the screen. And there we go. It's USB-C charging. And then here's the specific case for this kit. Let's open that up. So the case is like $9, $10. And then the actual kit with the screen and the board was $69. So then we just got to get this thing going. I'm going to double check real quick though on putting this thing together. I'm going to check their website because I don't know if this is to like what this is for, if this is to like block off specific things on here or what, but I'm going to double check real quick and then we're going to get this thing quickly assembled and test it out. Okay, well, I'm not really finding any information on the Funny Playing website on any of this really, other than, hey, you could buy it, but so I don't know what these stickers are for, but this thing should be pretty easy to put together. So that's what we're just going to do real quick. So we got our battery. It does have a speaker as well. So I'm going to get that out and ready to go. It does have like this little rubber piece that goes on top like that. All right, so we just got to get the buttons in. I'm going to go with the blue ones for now. So get the buttons in and then get the membranes and then the board. We should be ready to go. Okay, now let's get the board in there. There we go. Then the speaker gets plugged in there. And then the screws that it came with, there's going to be 6 long screws, which is for the shell, and then 3 shorter ones, which is for the board. So I believe one goes there, and then over there. The board is secure. Even got the Nintendo logo on there. The heck? Okay. So now we got to get a power switch and the fake I don't think there is any IR sensor on here, but there is a cover. So get that in there. Kind of a tight fit. And then the power switch. Make sure it's actually on the power switch. And then the other half, I mean, you could go through and test everything, but I'm just going to get it all together. I'm hoping for the best here. I didn't miss anything, did I? I mean, we're going to put the screen in last. Okay, now that I got the shell all attached and everything, I'm assuming that sticker set was meant to go on the back of the screen, and then there's some pins behind here that it's supposed to, I think it's supposed to go over just to make sure this doesn't touch it and, you know, kind of mess things up. So, all right, we've got this almost all the way put together. I'm going to power it on. The battery was probably the most pain in the ass thing to get in there. Just, it was hard to get it attached, but everything's in there. The screen is working. I do not have a game in there. If we push in on the volume button, we do have an on-screen display showing that we're on version 1.06. I do believe the latest is version 1.08, so this does have a fairly recent firmware on it. But as you see, we got like backlight options, volume through this screen, display modes. You got like the scan lines or little dots type of thing, full. So a few display modes. You can go Game Boy or Game Boy Color, and then different palettes, frame mix on or off, Game Boy Color fix on or off, the clock speed, battery life indicator at the bottom, and then save. But I'm going to turn this off. We're going to go ahead and get this ready to be popped in here. So we do have to remove these backings for the adhesive on the screen. And then we're going to carefully try to get it in here. Slide the bottom underneath. Readjust a little bit. Get it in there. Pop it in. And she is set. Hell yeah. Put the little fake serial number. Kind of finish off the look. And then we'll test a few games real quick. See what's up. Oh yeah, let me call this service number. Can you repair my funny playing Game Boy Color? This is like too big for right there, isn't it? That's where it's supposed to go, right? Well, whatever. I'm going to put it right there. So that's supposed to be like a serial number, I think goes right there. But that's what it came with. I don't know if it's supposed to go somewhere else. And then the model number, warnings, and all that stuff. And go right here. Try to line it up the best I can. Good enough. Game Boy Color, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I wonder, I have a EverDrive. I don't know if this works on this. I'm going to be disappointed, but, you know, why wouldn't it? Let me peel this protective layer off. EverDrive X7, don't know if it's going to work. I really hope it does. Let's power it on. It says the OS is loading. Oh, there we go. It didn't work the first time, but the second time, it freaking worked. So, is my volume all the way up? Yeah, it is. Let's increase the brightness a little bit, maybe. That's as low as it goes, and this is as high as it goes. FPGBC. You don't get that Nintendo logo. Everything's reacting as I expect it. As far as the buttons go, they feel fine. This is kind of cool. Definitely not going to be on par with an Analogue Pocket, but with everything that can do, open FPGA and whatnot. But if you just want to play Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, I mean, this is kind of cool. I wish I had an SD card slot though. Load up some ROMs that way. That'd be nice. Okay, let me change it to Game Boy mode. Hit save, I guess. Power off. I'm going to take that out. Throw in Pokemon Red. Legit cartridge. See what that looks like in game. Oh, wow. You got the weird green. Let's change the display mode. Full. I don't know if I like this. You could change the color palette. So it's like, you know, like Game Boy Pocket. I think maybe Game Boy Light might be this greenish one. I don't know. A few different options there. Okay, that's really cool. Little Pokemon action. Let's put it to Game Boy Color mode. Oh wait, the hell's going on with the colors? This ain't looking right. This ain't right. There's something wrong going on here. It was working fine on the Game Boy core. I don't know if any of the, like, is that something that'll fix it maybe? Game Boy Color fix? I don't know what that does. I'm not finding much documentation on this stuff. Yeah, whatever's going on here, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This game just glitches in the Game Boy Color core. But it seems to be fine on the normal Game Boy core. Interesting. Let's try Grimace's Birthday, this little bootleg cart. There's a little error screen since I'm not in Game Boy Color mode. Okay, little Grimace's Birthday, little bootleg cart. Oh crap. This fat ass fell. But it appears to be working just fine. So, I mean, I think this is a neat console for the, you know, around $80 price point. Definitely not going to be for everyone. Nothing is. So who cares? But it's not going to compete with the Analogue Pocket. It does seem like there may be some, you know, compatibility issues depending on how you want to play your games. You know, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, that kind of thing. But at the price point, I think it's neat. And with the, you know, continued firmware updates, I think the latest firmware update just came out a couple weeks ago for this device. So, yeah, I think for the price, it's worth it. Hopefully they continue to improve on it. But, yeah, if you're interested, I mean, go to Funny Playing. It only took me a week to get this thing from them, where everywhere else that was, like, in the U.S., they were charging round double the price that Funny Playing was charging, plus you had base shipping and tax, all that crap. But yeah, I'm happy with this thing. I mean, I had tons of ways to play, but I'll probably just give this to my kid because actually most of these Game Boy games that are sitting out here belong to him, so let him mess around with this thing. But yeah, pretty cool little device. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Bye.